Good morning, everybody. Today is a beautiful day, and we are so excited and so thankful that you are here. Good morning, Hioho, Mitakiape, Ava Cordovi, Machiape, Malakota, and Taos Pueblo. Good morning, everybody. My name is Ava Cordova. I am Taos Pueblo in Oglala, Lakota. I am the I am a mother, a grandmother, a community member. My Thama is Joseph Conquilla Cordova. My Ina or my Ka is Patricia Crow Cordova. I'm sixth generation from Chief Red Cloud, and that's who makes me who I am. I am Ava Cordova. I'm entrepreneur with AC and Associates. I'm coming to you from the lands of, as a visitor on the lands of Snow Mountain Paiute, and that's also known as Northern Las Vegas. And we are so excited that you are here, still celebrating our 1-year anniversary with Pukuu Wellness Hour. I'm going to go ahead and bring on the beautiful, the lovely, the amazing, my hype girl, Robin. Boo, boo, boo. Gomez.
I think I'm forever going to be laughing anytime I hear that song. Good morning, relatives. Cualitlaneca, Robin Gomez, Newa Chicana Huichol. Good morning, relatives. My name is Robin Gomez. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and the operations manager for Pukuu Cultural Community Services. I'm grateful to be here with you all today. Extremely grateful to be on these wonderful lands that we're on today of the Tatavian and Tongva, so territories. But yes, good morning. Averill, I'm loving the balloons.
Thank you. Don't you love them? They took me a while to put up, but I love them too. I am so excited. My granddaughter was helping me, and there's people in the world that have a birthday and they celebrate one day, and some people celebrate months. The whole month, and we're celebrating the whole month because we are still celebrating our 1 year online, and we're thankful for community, for supporting the Wellness Hour. We've had such an amazing year. Even though we had to go through so much last year, the Wellness Hour has been a constant and has helped me get through so many amazing things. So thank you so much for the balloons. Boo, boo, boo.
Yes.
I love them.
I really feel that celebrating that it just goes to show the resiliency that we've been able to celebrate through the year. That hasn't stopped us. But yes, I agree. I really enjoy being part of these talks. And even when I was doing these in the background, I was always dancing and laughing. It brings me joy. But I ask you all, relatives, like, what brings you joy? And we're really hoping that we can bring you some joy and just bring you some laughs because, we're here in community.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what brings you joy. Show us a hearts, likes. Let us know how you get through the day. Today's going to be an amazing day. Today's event is geared towards COVID education, wellness, traditional food, health, community, some fun, and give back with a free chance to win online giveaway for those that have registered for today's event. They are entered in to win a $25 gift card to Amazon, Walmart, and Target. And there's still time to do that. So if you haven't already, you have the opportunity to register for today's event, and that is at the link listed down below. And when you register, we're going to keep the link open until 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, noon today. So you have about 22 minutes to get registered. Let's go, guys. Let's see you win some amazing things. Hopefully we make you laugh as well. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Robin, and hopefully you guys register, and I'm going to let her take over for a bit.
Thank you, Averill. So in collaboration and working together, it's important with the Wellness Hour that we're here today. We do want to acknowledge the Fernandina Tatavian and also Pukuu Cultural Community Services, who is the main sponsor of this event. We also want to acknowledge our partnering organizations, Paul from powwows.com, our grant funders, community partners, AC and Associates, woo woo, Jessa Calderon, yes, and Well for Culture. We have been through and there's so many individuals, community members, and organizations that have really helped us to make this event possible, and especially through one of the hardest times of our year. So we really appreciate you all. We just want to thank you all, to all the amazing individuals who have stuck with us from the very first showing. And if this is your first showing, welcome. We want to welcome you. And it's definitely been a journey. We welcome you on this journey together. So we'll be highlighting some more highlights later in the show. So please look out for some familiar faces. But yes, we're just excited. Woo!
We are so excited. I mean, there's going to be so much fun today, and there's some people that we want to go ahead and recognize that have said hello. So hi, Lily. Thank you for checking in. Hi, Brenda George Yat Ebene. That's good morning. Lily, again, my son makes not just my dad, but my life wonderful. Oh, that is so amazing. Thank you for sharing with us. We are excited that everybody is here watching and had the opportunity to come in and just hang out with us. You know, we've been doing this for a year, and that's thanks to everybody here. So please remember to register. There are some great things that are going to be coming in the show. The amazing opportunity with regards to collaboration, to collaborate with so many great individuals. And there's always individuals that just want to join us in different capacities, from donating items to, you know, wanting to be on the show, and today we have the great opportunity to see this amazing work right here that you see on the screen. Those items come from the amazing work of a local beater. So thank you to Native Garza on IG and on Facebook for the beautiful donated items that'll be added to the online giveaway today. So why don't we go ahead and sing our song, and then we will go ahead and also look back a little bit on the year and see the amazing things. We've had 1 year, and you guys have all made that happen. So we're going to go ahead and sing a song. We, you know, our dream team came together, and Robin made up this amazing song. So we're going to go ahead and get hyped, get ready. Let's go, Pukuu. Okay, here we go. Dream team, back again. Check it, the record. Let's begin. Party on, party people. Let me hear some noise. AC's in the house. Code jump for joy. There's a res over there. A res over there. Wave your hands in the air. Shake your gourd in the air.
Pukuu Wellness. Pukuu Wellness. Pukuu Wellness. Pukuu Wellness. Welcome everybody to the Pukuu Wellness Hour.
Yes, welcome everybody, and let's take a look back on see the past year, and this video that was made by Native Muse. We'll take a little moment to watch it and just take a look back at the year. Here we go. Wasn't that amazing? I want to thank Jennifer Varenchek from Native Muse for helping make that possible. There's some amazing things that happened in this past year, and we're so thankful that we could have had just such a great year and so many amazing things happening. So we're going to go ahead and keep going. Thanking you all for making those things possible. So thank you so much for everything that you guys are doing to keep safe, everything that are connecting you to different communities. We appreciate you, and we're so thankful that you guys are still able to check in with us. Yay! So again, there are so many great community resources in and great community members in Indian country. Today, we have the amazing pleasure to work with two amazing individuals that will be coming up shortly. And just as a reminder, there are so many resources such as 211 Tachint, Indigenous Circle of Wellness. With COVID and online, the way of the world right now, we want to make sure that you all are reaching those many great teachings, lessons, and workshops online that are included on Facebook and different online ventures. There's a show that I watch when I can religiously at noon every day, and that's by the Native Wellness Institute. And they are on Facebook with the Daily Power Hour. And let's support each other and look out for each other by checking in, by making sure that we're taken care of. We have another event. We're on twice a month. So our next event will be May 12th, and you can watch us on Facebook, on YouTube. Make sure that you register, because when you do register, there is the possibility that you can win $25 gift card to Walmart, Target, and Amazon. So make sure that you register. You can register for our next event at the link down below, which is Pukuu Wellness May 12th, but you can also register still for today's event at the link that was provided earlier, which is Pukuu Wellness May 28th. And again, this gives you a chance to win gift cards and those amazing earrings by Native Garza. The beaded earrings. She also did these earrings that I purchased from her a while back. Let's support small businesses and make sure that we are taking care of each other. So you do, again, still have time to register. Let us know where you're at. Thank you, Sonia, for checking in. Thank you again, Brenda, for checking in. Brenda's out in the Navajo Nation. Thank you for your generosity and your information on our first anniversary. And we're going to go ahead and keep going. And there's some things that we want to talk about with regards to the work that's being done in the San Fernando Valley. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and just speak a little bit on Pukuu Cultural Community Services. It's a Native nonprofit founded in the 1970s by the Fernandino Tataviam tribe to reinvest back into Native community of LA County, a role that has been fulfilled, that Pukuu has been able to fulfill successfully ever since. For example, Pukuu is able to provide to families in need, our elders, new and expecting mothers, and our disabled community members. And we do have, Pukuu can help with families in need with food, water, diapers, and other resources. And this is thanks to both the county resources as well as donations from our community that has allowed us to be a source of support and as well as a connection. We have our OSIS our one-stop emergency services program to provide support to families and individuals in need of rent, utility, food, clothing, and transportation resources. Additionally, Pukuu and OSIS, we also operate the Haramakna American Indian Cultural Center in the San Gabriel Mountains. It's closed at this time, and we hope to see it reopen in the months ahead. We offer cultural programming, jobs for elders, support visibility efforts to help educate and inform about the needs of the community. If you or someone you know need assistance, especially emergency assistance, call us at 818-336-6105. We service all of LA County. Our food resources, however, are limited to the San Fernando Valley in the United States at this moment. So I'm going to go ahead and thank you all for listening to what I had to say. And I'm going to ask Robin if she wants to chime in with OSIS and the amazing resources that they have, such as housing.
Yes, thank you so much, Averill, for just talking a little bit about what Pukuu has to offer. And keep in mind that, we do offer services to our community. So please, if you need rental assistance or support, or let's say that you have gotten OSIS support in the past. So because of COVID, we are now able to help families more than once a year. So please give us a call, relatives. We're more than happy to help you out. But I do want to talk a little bit about our other programs that we have. We developed a partnership with the city of San Fernando and the Fernando Indian Tatavian Mission and Band of Indians to recognize the need to invest in our youth. So we went ahead and created the Tuchin Youth Empowerment Program, meaning youth in the Serrano language. It's a community-led diversion program with 3 goals. We want to increase cultural competency by providing cultural programming. We want to reduce incarceration and recidivism by providing case management services. And we also want to help our youth and with improved academic success through tutoring services. So we do offer tutoring through the American Indian recruitment at UCLA. So we're really excited to have that partnership and provide tutoring for youth. Tuchin Youth Empowerment aims to create social justice leaders by reclaiming our indigenous knowledge and focusing on a holistic approach to well-being. So again, if you or anyone you know needs any type of, especially emergency services, please give us a call, 818-336-6105. We service all of LA County. Our food resources, as Averill mentioned, is limited right now. We're very excited that we're expanding. We just hired a food distribution manager. So watch out for that post, but we're going to be expanding a little bit more of those services. So I'm excited. Hopefully by our next Pukuu Wellness Hour, we'll have more information, but we are expanding. We're providing more services to the community because we're listening to you. We're working very hard to make sure that we're able to service all of LA County and especially our American Indian families.
Woohoo! Thank you so much, Robin, for that amazing information. I think it's time to do our first and not the only Wheel of Wonder. Boo, boo, boo. So if you have registered in that link that was shown below earlier, I'm going to go ahead and have our amazing moderator put that link up. There's still time for you to register. You have about 6 minutes left. So there's still going to be some amazing things that are going to be happening. So if you are able to register, please do that now. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to spin the first wheel. And I'm super excited to spin the wheel. And can you see that? Please tell me you can see that. One of the things that I want to do is shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. We have some amazing people that have registered. Thank you all. And then we will go ahead and, Robin, when you're ready, say it, and we'll go ahead and get started.
Spin that wheel.
Can you see it?
I believe that song tree
Payochi.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Congratulations. You just won a $25 gift card to Amazon.
Yay, song tree. Boo, boo, boo. We're going to go ahead.
Just a gentle reminder, community, that if you go to Amazon Smiles and if you pick Pukuu Culture Community Services as your nonprofit of choice, every time you purchase some Amazon goodies, a little bit of that goes back to Pukuu so we can continue offering prizes and raffles and different community events such as like this. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. And Songtree, let's click on that Amazon Smiles and help Pukuu while we help you. We're going to go ahead and do 3 more raffles. And I shuffled it up. So, Robin, what are we going to do?
We're going to spin that wheel.
Woo! Boo, boo, boo. Here we go. Yay! The individual that I keep shouting out that is from the Dene Nation. The winner is
Brenda.
Yay, Brenda George. Boo, boo, boo. You just won
a $25 gift card to Walmart.
Yay, Wally World. Here we come. Boo, boo, boo. Nice. So we have 2 more. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and
spin that wheel.
Boo, boo, boo. Here we go. Yay! We have a winner. Elaine Harju, you just won
a $25 gift card to Target.
Boo, boo, boo. All right, we have 1 more, and I'm going to shuffle, 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 shuffle. And here we go. Robin.
We're going to spin that wheel.
Here we go.
Spin, spin, spin. Spin, spin, spin. Spin that wheel. Spin that wheel. All right. I think that was Dawn.
Yes, Dawn Montanez. Boo, boo, boo.
Congratulations. You just won a $25 gift card to Amazon.
Nice. Thank you so much for playing. That's all of them for right now, right?
Yes. And I just want to remind everyone, you still have 2 minutes to register before we close. So please go ahead. You still have some time to register. We have 3 more opportunities to get some raffles. Avril, can you please tell us why we do 4? Why do we give out 4 raffles?
The reason that we give out 4 is because there are 4 ways that we want to promote to be healthy, safe, and well. The first one is to wear your mask. And there's so many great designs out there right now with so many sparkly ones. There's clear ones. I have a clear mask. Okay, so you wear your mask. You're going to also wash your hands. You're going to also stay socially distanced, 6 feet. And the last one, Robin, I'm going to quiz you and see if you know.
Oh my gosh, do I remember? Okay, so I know I got to mask up. I know I got to wash my hands. I got to stay 6 feet. So we want to stay physically distanced, but we want to stay socially close. So the last one is get a flu shot if you can. Possibly stay home if you can. I understand that for some of our working relatives, we don't all have the privilege to work from home or be at home. And I want to thank our heroes and everyone who is essential workers. And just thank you so much for all your work that you do, the hard work that you're out there doing for us, because we definitely need you. And I know it's not always possible to stay home. So please find these other ways to take care of yourself. But most importantly, When we talk about physically distancing, we talk about 6 feet apart, but also we want to stay emotionally close, socially close. We want to call our relatives. We want to text people. We want to call people, write a letter. Let people know that you're missing them today. Let them know that you're thinking about them today. Sometimes that really just brightens someone's day, knowing that you've been thinking about them, or you want to offer them some prayers, some, good love, that hopefully good energy comes that way. Or someone gave it to you. So create that reciprocity and return that back. So yes, we want to do more of that. And I also want to officially say that it's 12 o'clock. So we are going to officially close our responses.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for registering if you got a chance. But if you haven't had a chance yet, you have the opportunity to join us at or register for our next event, which is on May 12th. 11:30 to 1 Pacific Standard Time. Please like, share, invite your relatives. Anybody is welcome to join us here. We welcome everybody, Native, non-Native, Indigenous, Canadians. We invite everybody. So please register. You don't have to be present to win, but you do need to register if you want to get a chance to win those gift cards. And like I showed you earlier, people are always wanting to donate stuff to us. So after our next guest, we're going to have that special donation of those earrings. So we have a guest in the building, and we are excited to welcome her on. She has done amazing things in community, and we just want to be able to bring her on. Robin, I'm going to go ahead and have you introduce her, and we'll bring her in.
Thank you so much. So I am a fan, so I'm kind of fangirling out right now. I'm just letting you know. But I do want to bring on the amazing Jessa Calderon. She's an artist, community activist. She's a singer, and she does so many great things. She is a Tongva and Chumash. And I just want to say, Jessa, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Mi'iha, hello everybody. Thank you for having me. I apologize if my sound is not good. I never used this platform before, and so when I got on, my phone was saying it might sputter. So I'm going to go ahead and start the session with an ancestor song.
So with
and
permission,
in this song,
yeah, just to let you know, Jessa, we're not able to see you, but we can hear you clearly.
okay, perfect.
So I think maybe we need to turn on the camera or give access to see your camera.
Well, here's the thing. Mm-hmm. I'm on the road right now because I kept trying to park, and every time I parked, I lost. So I have to keep moving, I think. Can you still hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, so unfortunately, I think I have to keep my camera off.
That's okay.
So the song that I'm going to present is an ancestor song, and it honors the 4 directions. So in honoring Los Angeles County, I'm also honoring each and every one of your ancestors as well. Tehovitam en hanuk betam. 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 Tu me komi ketai me pai me. 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 Amen hanuk betam. Tehovitam en hanuk betam. Tehovitam vetam Teho vetam et hanuk vetam Teho vetam et hanuk vetam Teho vetam et hanuk vetam Tu me komi ketai me pai me 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 Te hovetam et hanuk vetam 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 Tu me komi ketai me pai me Tu me komi ketai me pai me Tu me komi ketai me pai me Te hovetam et hanuk vetam 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 Tu me komi ketai me pai me 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 Te hovetam et hanuk vetam Awesh koneha, awesh koneha, awesh koneha. Thank you. So just gonna try this out real quick. Was that pretty clear?
That was amazingly clear, and it has brought me so many warm feelings. So thank you for singing that ancestral song. We appreciate you. Ta'a pila mayaye. Gracias at yahet.
Thank you so much for offering that gift.
Thank you. And then am I going straight into the presentation? Okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit about health and wellness and kind of like the idea of dieting and what works for me might not work for you, right? So it's really important that in making your life decisions that you do the research that works for your body, that you always listen to what your heart has to say. I know first and foremost, in my opinion, it's important to practice
I'm wondering if
the
we
guidance
lost
that
sound.
we.
Oh.
Oh, can you hear me?
You went out for a minute. It's out. The last thing that I heard was it's important for your body.
Okay. So for those of us who are seeking healing or guidance or understanding, it's really important that we practice ceremony with ourselves, right? And sit with ourselves in silence, in gratitude, and ask the questions that we're seeking answers for, right? And so it's really important to have that silence around you, because I think for the most of us, we live kind of in a concrete jungle, if you will, right? Like, we're surrounded by so much noise, and it causes us to disconnect from everything, from our natural world, from each other, and so often from ourselves, as we're scrolling Instagram and we're doing all these things that have no connection, other than the Wi-Fi, right? And so when you sit with self, it helps you to identify those answers that you've been having the questions to, right? And so that's the start, in my opinion, to finding the healthy route. And so that's what I did. I needed to heal. I needed guidance, and I sat in solitude and I asked the questions. You know, I asked Creator to guide me in the direction that I needed to go, to show me the materials that I needed to utilize, the relatives, right? The plant relatives that I needed to ingest to help my body to heal itself. And in meditation is where these answers came for me. And thankfully, I have materials in my backyard. I have relatives in my backyard that I get to utilize. And so that's been a blessing for me. And I'm going to name a couple of them. And I want you, if you feel in your heart, if you feel that you would like to look for these things, if you look around in your neighborhood, you can find these items. You know, they're really everywhere around us. And so a lot of the healing that we need from our plant medicines, they bring healing to our immune system. They bring healing to our nervous system. And they bring healing to, well, all of the systems really in the body. But the immune system is one of the number ones, right? It keeps you from, it'll help clear out the viruses and the bacterias and things of that nature. So what I have come to understand is diseases are not capable of living in an alkaline environment. But if you've ever heard of alkalinity and acidity, we do need acid in the body. That is definitely necessary, but we need to find the balance in our body, right? So like you think about your stomach does have acid in it. And that acid helps to break things up, right? So it's necessary. And a lot of people right now are forcing something called the alkaline diet. And I agree with a lot of the things about the alkaline diet to bring a balance to the body. But one of the things it says, you know, is not to eat meat. And we know as Native people, they didn't eat meat every single day. And that's, again, where I say, follow your guidance. So my ancestors here in California, Los Angeles, California, they ate shellfish, they ate salmon, right? Trout, antelope, deer. We had this natural meats that we utilized, but we didn't eat them every single day. Our people very much had plant life that they ate, right? They were huge acorn lovers here, and huge berries, a lot of leafy greens. And so it's really important to identify that that's part of the balance that we need in our life, to bring the pH balance into our body. Contrary, let me see. I had something in my mind, but I just lost it. But the most important gift that Creator has given us is plant medicines. Many plants have multi-use benefits, working with different systems in the body. One plant that our people use often here is elderberry. The berries and the flowers of elderberry are packed with antioxidants, vitamins that boost the immune system, calm inflammation, calm stress. They help to protect the heart, cleanses the lymphatic system. And the lymphatic system is a system in the body that works closely with the immune system. So again, it helps to battle out infections in the body. The urinary system is another system in the body that we need to cleanse often, because our kidneys are constantly working to clean out the body. And so offering foods to help the kidneys and the urinary system is very important. I'll list a couple of foods often used as teas, known for its one is known for its diuretic compounds, is the dandelion green, and that's one that if you walk around your neighborhood, you'll see it all over the place. And so dandelion greens and roots are useful to help cleanse the kidneys, the liver, and the blood. It has iron, zinc, potassium, B complex vitamins, to name a few. And the B complex vitamins are really good for those of us that are dealing with mental anxieties and mental issues. It brings a calmness to our mental and helps us to heal there. Hydrangea root, which are another common plant that you'll see in people's gardens, is also a diuretic, and it's used for bladder and kidney health, helping the body to detox and heal itself, helping in issues like the autoimmune dysfunctions. And it also contains natural antioxidants. Some non-native plants now that I'll name, let's see. We've got red clover, which cleanses the blood and the lymphatic system. Burdock root, which cleanses the liver, lymphatic system, and the blood. And those are really, really useful roots that, again, you can grow them in your backyard. You can grow them in pots if need be. And all you do is dry them out and boil them in water, and that will give you everything that you need. There are many herbs in all of our cultures that are antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, and or anti-inflammatory. One non-native herb that many people have access to is rosemary. And rosemary holds a lot of healing qualities that are bringing the antiviral and antifungal and antibacterial qualities to the body. When it comes to sage, I would like to offer the fact that there are many different sages that have the same benefits. And our California white sage has been at the brink of extinction for overuse and overprocessing. So I ask that if you choose to utilize white sage, that you please grow it yourself. But again, there's so many different sages in the world that have these. So you don't have to have white sage if you feel that you need a sage. Just throwing that out there. If you would like to use any of the plants that I mentioned and are not already growing them, I do encourage you to either grow your own, or if you don't have access, like a property space to do your own, I encourage you to get to know your neighbors, your neighborhood, right? And see if there's neighbors that have a yard that don't seem to be utilizing it. Make friends with them. Offer to grow in their yard, and whatever you grow, they get to have as well, right? So it'll be like a community effort. I encourage you all to spend time with the plants that you utilize as medicine, because we need to understand that it's a reciprocal relationship. They do for us, but we do for them as well. We feed them, we sing to them, we honor them. And in doing so is when the medicine works at its best, because there's a loving quality behind that. And honestly, spending time with the plants, with the medicine, it's really medicine on its own to be able to spend that time with them. Another way to help the body stay healthy and steer clear of toxins and chemicals, often found in everyday products, is to stay away from certain lotions, deodorants, shampoo, hand sanitizers, because many of these put toxins in the body, and we don't realize they also assist in cancers and illnesses that have occurred. So when it comes to using your own essential oil, I'll give you a couple of ingredients that you can think of and utilize is clove oil, lemon oil, cinnamon bark oil, eucalyptus oil, rosemary oil, tea tree oil, lavender oil, and you can mix it with either 60% or higher isopropyl alcohol or 100 grain alcohol, which is vodka, your preference of aloe vera gel, or a small amount of distilled water. And it's as easy as that to make your own hand sanitizer. So I will leave you with that. If you have any questions, I am here for it.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. It's interesting because I really appreciate Jessa, and I love all the work that you do, and just the encouragement, right, of like, meditating with yourself, sitting with yourself, and really connecting to the plant and the reciprocity that we give to the plant, and we nurture as much as it gives to us. So thank you so much. I know Jessa's done some amazing workshops for our youth, and I'm always amazed in like just hearing her is just that reminder of like, we have the capacity and we have it within ourselves to bring out that healing and to connect to these medicines. So thank you again so much.
Yeah, all of that great information that you've provided, such as rosemary, and the information on, being able to feed a plant, to sing to it, to honor it. My dad taught me, and I'm always learning. So thank you so much for this information. It has definitely been a eye opener. To just hearing what you had to say is something that I reflected on, because sometimes during this COVID, we've had a lot of time by ourselves, but that's still hard to sit with our own selves and sit with our own feelings. So thank you so much for bringing that to like a high point for me.
Definitely. And we have added all the amazing platforms in where you can contact Jessa. You can hear more about the work that she's doing. I personally, as a community member, feel so grateful to have you in the community, Jessa. Thank you always for being that powerhouse and bringing that voice and bringing your knowledge and sharing it. I am truly grateful for you.
Thank you both so much. I appreciate and love you as well, Robin. And I appreciate you both having me here to share the little that I know with you all. I love you both.
Yes,
Thank you.
much love for you.
Yeah, be safe driving.
Yes, please.
Thank you. It's so funny that I could only have service as long as I was on the move.
Oh, well, we're always on the move now. So we're thankful that you're here, that you're safe, and we definitely want to have you back so we could see your beautiful face.
Absolutely. Anytime. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, be safe. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
That was amazing. What did you think?
Great. I've heard Jessa talk before about like how we can use oils. She did a workshop for our youth where we learned how to make our own like deodorant.
Mhm.
It was great. I just added a little bit of baking soda just because I needed that extra, protection. But yeah, it's been great. And I absolutely agree with her. We need to be a little bit more conscious about what we use. And it's really doing research. But, recently I was asked, how do I see my best self? And I realized that my best self was really nurturing my body and putting in good medicines, good foods in my food, in my body. So hearing Jessa just talk about that nourishment really resonated with me. So I'm really glad that we're able to have these discussions to contribute to our overall wellness, because there's many ways.
Yes, there's so many ways, but just as a reminder, as simple as reminders, we've talked in the past about breathing. We breathe every day, but just to have that simple reminder to take a moment and breathe in when you're not feeling like yourself is, simple reminders. So thank you again, Jessa. I know she's already off, but thank you for all of that great information. So I'm looking at the time, and I think it's time to
spin that wheel.
Yes, let's get it. Thank you to everybody that's signed up and wants to join us, we are excited to have you.
And we want to give a gentle reminder, community. Remember, wash your hands, mask up, avoid crowds, stay physically distant but emotionally close. And, you know, as we go into spinning that wheel.
Yes, so here we go with the first winner.
I believe that was Raylene.
Yes, Raylene Bickerstaff. Woo, woo, woo.
Congratulations. You just won a $25 gift card to Walmart.
Yeah, Wally World, here you come. Boo, boo, boo. So I'm going to shuffle it up. Again, family, we have 4 spins that we do. We're on our 3rd one. So it's masking up. And the next one, stay socially distant. So let's see who the winner is. And now we're going to
spin that wheel. Spin, spin, spin. Spin, spin, spin. Spin that wheel. Spin that wheel.
And the winner is
Kevin Hale.
Boo, boo, boo. All right.
You just won a $25 gift card to Target.
Nice. Good job. Good job. Kevin Hale is an amazing social worker in LA County. So props to him and all the great work that he's doing. So we're going to go ahead and for the 3rd time,
spin that wheel. Spin, spin, spin. Spin, spin, spin. Spin that wheel.
The winner is Slow Black Spotted Horse. Boo, boo, boo.
Congratulations. You just won a $25 gift card to Amazon.
All right. Amazon. Don't forget to click on that link for Amazon Smiles for Pukuu Cultural Community Services.
That's right. When you pick Pukuu Cultural Community Services as your nonprofit of choice, we, for certain purchases that you made, we get a donation back. So thank you so much.
Yes. So we're going to go ahead and for the very 4th time, wearing our mask, keeping social distance, making sure that we wash our hands, we're going to go ahead and
spin that wheel. Spin, spin, spin. Spin, spin, spin. Spin that wheel. Spin that wheel.
The winner is Trina Nguyen. You just won yourself a gift card to
Walmart.
Boo, boo, boo. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for registering. Thank you for being here with us. We are so excited to have you. We're going to keep on trucking forward and invite our next guest, who is someone that I am extremely excited to have here. Him, his wife, his children are so amazing and have done so many awesome things in Indian country. I met him when I was in Los Angeles, had him do a workshop for some of our youth, and we're going to go ahead and bring him online. I'm so honored to have him here, and I'm going to bring on the amazing, the handsome, the very intelligent in all aspects, Anthony Thosh Collins. Yay! I'm so excited to see you and so happy that you're here. You're on mute, so I'm going to have, there you go. Yay! Anthony Thosh, how are you?
Good to see you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited that you're here and that you're going to speak a little bit on tradition. Hi, baby. Aw, oh my gosh. So just cute. That was a world premiere because I know how you guys are with the kids.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have you introduce yourself and have you talk on what you're here for.
Yeah, well, hello, April. It's good to see you again. I'm just so honored to be chosen to come on and share during this time. For everyone out there that doesn't know me, my name is Thosh. I'm Thosh Collins. Either Weston. Her name is Weston. I'm from the Salt River people, and living right down the street from my reservation in Tempe, and on the ancestral territory of our people, the Anakamiratam, the Haishkurum Pipash, and I'm a board member of the Native Wellness Institute and a co-founder of an Indigenous Wellness initiative that I started alongside my wife, Chelsea Luger. We started in 2014, and that's our work today, is really just sharing our initiative and contributing to the growing movement of healing and wellness in Native country that has already been happening. And so that's what we're passionate about. That's what I love to do. I did used to live in Los Angeles, where I first met you, Averill. I lived there for a while, and where I gained experience in working as a photographer. And I always knew that I was going to be moving back to my community in Salt River. And when I was living in Los Angeles, I had the pleasure of meeting a lot of the Native community there, and just being able to interact and learn, and it was just a great experience for me. And so here I am back in my community in this past 10 years, and just really contributing to the growth of what we do in our community, and of healing and wellness. And so that's what I do. And you asked for me to share a little bit about our foods and sharing about indigenous foodways. And so did you want me to jump into that right now, or did you have other things that you wanted to discuss?
No, we definitely try to give back to what the community is asking for. So a lot of individuals have been asking about traditional foods and things to do in home. So take it away.
Yeah. Am I able to share, right? Share screen? Great. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen right here. I'm going to just share with you all just some slides that share more about our Indigenous Wellness Initiative, and what we're going to focus on is that subject of talking about foodways, indigenous foodways. And so let's see. Oh, one more thing right here. Let's see. Oops. All right. So is everyone able to see this? Can you give me a verbal cue right there of you able to see this?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, so just to share a little bit more about welfare culture, as I said earlier, it was a grassroots initiative that we started, my wife and I. And like I said, the Native wellness movement was already happening in Native country. And what we wanted to contribute was something from our generation about how the reconnection of our ancestral foodways, about how the connection of indigenous movement, and even utilizing modern modalities of movement, and how we can put those together in addition to our ceremonies, our spirituality, our worldview as Native people, and how we can put those together, and those can be a powerful healing models for our people who we know in Native country, no matter if you live in an urban area or if you're on a reservation or another rural area, that we as Native people are all in this healing phase. We're healing from the negative and persisting impacts of colonialism. And many of the solutions to our healing lie within our original ancestral practices, which is in some ways has also itself been impacted by colonialism. But what we are finding and what we know in our communities is that the knowledge is there. It's in pockets within families in different areas of the community or Native country or a neighboring nation, that the information, the knowledge is there, the practices are there. But much of it also requires us to evolve as Native people to find out how are these practices applicable in everyday life and how can we eat with indigenous values? How can we bring those things into our home no matter what kind of food? So that's kind of what we wanted to contribute to the growing Native wellness movement. And so we've been doing a training. We've been training in our wellness model for the past about 3 years, and I'm going to share that in a little bit. But that's what we're doing here, is we're all healing through historical wisdom. And I want to share a couple of teachings before we get into talking about food, is that concept that good health and cultural teachings are interdependent. So as Native people, when we want our ways to continue to flourish for the next generations, to be able to enjoy our songs and our creation stories and learning about these teachings that will allow them to live a good way of life, we need to be in good health. And when we talk about health, we mean spiritual, physical, mental, and emotional health. And so good health is really critical for us evolving into the future's Native people. And that, remember that our culture is wellness based. If we look to our languages and look to our practices, again, as I said earlier, we will find that within those ancestral life ways, they have many solutions to some of our the collective health outcomes that we're experiencing in Native country. And remember that healthy people make healthy families, and those healthy families will make healthy nations. So this is a good teaching for us all to think about as we're on this healing journey, is because we're not just healing for ourselves in a way. We're healing, we're demonstrating healing and wellness and living healing and wellness for those within our circle to witness, and also to reap the benefits of us getting on a good way of life. So it when we think about this, it connects us to much more. And oftentimes in dominant culture, health and wellness is about you, that individual, that person. With Native communities and Native people, our cultural teachings teach us that we are connected to all of our families spiritually. We're connected to other people in the community, other Native people spiritually. So this is a way for us to really understand that your health, by taking care of yourself, you're demonstrating that for others to follow in those footsteps and that way of life there. So our 7 circles of wellness is something that we put together, and we thought to ourselves in our mind, what are the aspects and elements of pre-colonial ancestral way of life that allowed those people to live a good life, to live a good way of life? And that was the food ways. And all Native people, we all have had a spiritual connection to food. Our people had a valued sleep and recovery. The nighttime was revered as something as sacred. All of our people moved throughout the day, building stuff, traveling, constantly working, as well as training their bodies and getting ready for things such as indigenous games or even preparing for war. We had ceremony to honor things. To honor things and to give thanks and to heal ourselves. We've had that. We still have that. Today's sacred space is our home, on sacred space on the land, and looking at these and how do these contribute to our healing and wellness? How does your office, your room, or your dorm, or your home contribute to your wellness? And it's our sacred space right there. And then maintaining our connection to land. Ancestral people inherently had a connection to land. They didn't have to consciously, objectively try to connect. They were just automatically connected to our Mother Earth because of their way of life. Right, Weston? And family and community, and our people had survived and thrived in the climates that we have because we were working in units, we were working in nations and bands. So this is just a quick rundown of our wellness model, 7 circles of wellness. There's so much to talk about in this area right here, and this is a template. All Native people, no matter where you are, have teachings and practices associated with each of these circles. And each of these circles right here, they contribute to our spiritual, our physical, and our mental, and our emotional well-being. And so this is something here you can look at. What are the teachings from where you come from? How can you plug in? What is your Native foods? What are your languages there? And what are ceremonies there that you do for yourself that you plug into this area? And it helps us keep us on track with our healing and wellness journey. So I wanted to just briefly share that with you, and I'm going to jump into food right away. And food was always at the center of indigenous culture. If all of us was to import ourselves, even some places in the country as early as 20, 30, 40 years ago, some people were still largely living dependent on the land. My great grandparents growing the squash like we see there in that picture. They were farming and they were trading, and then they were buying things from the market. So even in that recent, people were still largely living from the land. And so that's how we were as Native people. Food was our culture. Food was the center, because without food, we would not have anything to eat, and we would all cease to exist. So food is a very spiritual and sacred thing. Today, we can acknowledge that food has been moved out of the center of our world, and capitalism is at the center of it. What we can do in our personal lives and our families is consciously move food back into the circle. And what that means is that's thinking about, prioritizing. I need to maybe adjust things in my schedule based around how I'm eating today. And oftentimes we know that how we're eating gets put on the back burner. We say, oh, we don't have enough time, so we're just going to quickly get drive-through. And it's okay to have things like that. I don't want to fear monger. It's okay to have processed foods, to have fast food once in a while, but we just know that eating these things on a daily basis has negative outcomes, adverse effects on our health over a long period of time. So I'm not going to fear monger, but what I'm saying is that oftentimes we think, oh, we're going to get something quick and convenient because we don't have a lot of time, because we're spending our time doing other things in our day, right? Whereas if our ancestors were to be right here, they would think that that's backwards, that everything should be centered around your food, because your food contributes to your survival. So I think that when we put food back at the center, it's a really powerful thing for us, and it really changes our worldview. It changes our mind and how we view that world. And we know that food does impact us spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally. There's lots to share on this, but what I will just share very briefly is just spiritually, when we are eating our ancestral foods, we are tasting the flavors of our people. And what that does is that's directly linking us to an ancestral experience. We are aligning ourselves with the foods that had sustained our people for generations. And that's a powerful thing to be able to do, because it's grounding. It gives us a sense of identity. It gives us a sense of belonging. And she's really doing her sounds here. She's never done this much. She's 4 months, so she's really developing. So, and not only eating our foods, but if you're out foraging, if you're hunting and you're fishing, you're engaging in the process, the act of acquiring food in the way that your ancestors had. You're connecting with that food on a spiritual level. You're also connecting Mother Earth. You're aligning yourself with Mother Earth. So this is some corn in the background of our family's land right here on the res down the street. And this was a corn that we plant, and when we go and harvest there, that has been my experience. It's been a healing experience for me, being able to plant seeds and foster those seeds. They say like fostering and taking care of seeds is like raising children. And so it's a really special thing to be able to do that. We learn so much. You're aligning yourself with that spiritual frequency of Mother Earth. So even if you're growing herbs on your windowsill, if you're in an urban area, you can, yeah, that's right. Even if you are living in an urban area, you can still grow something very simple with herbs in your windowsill. You can get involved with community garden and experience this healing benefits of planting seeds and interacting with the soil and allowing those microbes to get on your body, and that's the scientific process of your body connecting with Mother Earth. That's what I think. And so that's what I feel as well. I feel the same thing when I go to forage wild foods, when I go to hunt, and to go out and to acquire nutrient-dense, ethically sourced meat. And these are the ways that our ancestors have been living for a long time. So, and if you're a person that is unable to do these things, maybe you're in an urban area, there's still ways to connect. And I'm going to share that in a little while as we get going. But diets are a one-size-fits-all approach, and they disregard bio-individuality. So that's why in our Indigenous Wellness Initiative, we don't talk about a diet like an indigenous diet or ancestral diet. I think diet's important for when people have very specific health conditions. They work with the dietitian, they work with their healthcare provider that can find out which foods that those people need. But what we like to do is we like to share with people a different world view, and thinking less about diets and thinking more about a healthy relationship to food, having a healthy relationship. Now, there's a lot that goes into what a healthy relationship to food is that I can't cover today, but I will share our definition of indigenous eating is that it's seasonal, it's local, it's from the land, it's sustainable, it's nutrient dense, and it has cultural significance, and it recognizes our relationship to food and views food and food processes as spiritual. So if you were to look to your languages, you'll see that the languages really eloquently state what food is for you and your people. But many of us are as Native people, we know today we're not living on ancestral territories, or we don't have access to these food here. What you can do, you can still formulate your personal food culture, and you can still think, how can I eat things that are seasonal, and look to where you are shopping. How can I shop smart? How can I support local? How can I be sustainable? How can I choose foods that are nutrient dense, that are fit within my budget? So it's very practical. Indigenous foodways were very practical. They weren't ideological in a certain sense. Our people, again, ate all of these, what is entailed in this definition, what was available to them on the land, what yielded the most for the work that was required of it. That's what our people did. Our people didn't follow a diet and say, we're only eating meat for the sake of eating meat, or we are only plant-based because we don't want to harm unnecessary or take unnecessary life. We didn't have these concepts in mind. These are foreign concepts that came in as a part of colonialism. So Native people ate what was practical, what made sense, and what was nutrient dense. And so we can think about today, it's going to be different for everyone. How can we implement these values within our foodways today? And here's something too that I think would be very beneficial as a good resource is for all of the mothers, of course, is to breastfeed if they're able to, and if you don't breastfeed, say if you're a father like myself, or just a male, or anyone for that matter, it doesn't matter. You can still support a space for that, because that's baby's first food. That's one of the sacred things that the mother and the daughter, the child has together. Is to, of course, get comfortable with cooking again and relying less on recipes and more about finding what foods are right for your body, what foods that do you like, and what foods are within your budget, and how can I make an assortment or a variety of different meals with those foods, rather than relying on recipes. I think recipes are good, but sometimes people feel confined, and once they don't have a recipe, then they're more likely to just buy something that's out of convenience or whatever. So I think that we can start getting comfortable with cooking and experimenting, continuing to hunt and fish when you can, to give thanks for your food, no matter if you're eating processed food or what. We still give thanks, changes our brain right here, and it helps our brain to get into this positive mode of thinking. Continuing to forage when you can, and if you're not on your ancestral territory, you can do simple searches online to find out what kind of wild foods can be foraged on state land, and things like that, and also get involved with indigenous foraging food circles possibly that might be in the area. And then growing food, continuing to grow food. Like I said, it could be something as simple as planting herbs on a windowsill. And then grocery shopping, learning to manage manage yourself in the grocery store and shopping smart, staying on the perimeter and choosing whole food whenever we can, whenever our budget fits to us or it's available. But what we do is we just do a mix. Everything I showed you, we just do a mix of all the stuff we hunted, stuff we bought at the grocery store, stuff we got from local indigenous food producers. But here's how we can eat with indigenous values, even if you don't have access to indigenous foods, is that you can eat with gratitude, as I said already. Even if it's processed or whole food, acknowledging that you have at least something to eat is really positive for your mental state of being. And you can think of the hands who played a part in the process of farm to grocery store to table. As you sit down to eat, you might think about, think about all the hands, and maybe we just give thanks, even though we can't see their faces. I give thanks to the people that allowed this food to get in front of me, or to give thanks to also the plants and animals that have given their lives to nourish our body. We can think about that. When we start thinking about these things, we really think more about, how sustainable is our food? How long can we eat like this as a community, as people? And then when able to, like I said, you can support local, eco-friendly foods that fit your budget. So those are ways for us to be able to have a healthy relationship with native foods, and to be able to eat native foods, eat with native values, even when we don't have access to native foods as well. And so I just wanted to do also share with you guys a little bit on our family journey right here. When we expanded our family fields about 4 years ago, and it started off with this, and this is also a way to connect with the Mother Earth, is to be active as well, to be active. Excuse me one moment while I readjust. Her mama is out, so she's with me today. So when we talk about the 7 circles, all of those circles overlap. And so, and when we are cultivating the land, or we're getting out there, this shows how physical activity also intersects with getting out and cultivating the land. And so you're connecting to land, you're planting with family, with community. There's your connection with family, community there. And of course, you get to watch it transform from something like this to say like this. And then this is the fruits that have produced from all of the work right there. And so this is just something that in our family has been very healing. This is on my grandfather's land, and it hadn't been planted on for about 50 or 60 years. And so this past 10 years, we've been really revitalizing, and then we really expanded about 7 years ago. So what we're doing is in our family is we're consciously trying to regenerate our foodways and connect to our food. So that way our babies, our daughters, will grow up with that. That will be the norm for them in their life ways. And this can be done even when you don't have access to, say, land or knowledge or seeds to plant. You can still make a conscious effort to change the life ways of you as an individual and as your family, so that way your future generations are growing up with healthy life ways is the norm for them once again. So this is very important for indigenous cultural evolution and regeneration and community healing. And so these are some things right here I encourage everyone to think about. And so I'm just going to go ahead and do a time check right here. How's it looking right here?
We are right about at the end. So, in your session, if you have some more information you want to say, you can. But about 2 more minutes, 3 more minutes.
Okay. Do we take questions at all?
We can. If anybody has any questions, they can put it in the chat, and we can highlight them.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start.
One of the things that I saw that I've been wanting to do is in one of your pictures, you and Chelsea had your feet barefooted and you were on the lands. And I recently heard, I don't remember where I heard it, but when you're not feeling well, to go outside, to put your feet on the grass or on the lands, what would you say to that?
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about that. And I know that just for our ancestors, that was just a normal thing, right? Because our people that's just the way they operated. Our people were just, in moccasins or sandals. And yeah, we always, that's part of, in the bottom way of planting is that we work in 3. And so the first person has a stick, and they'll put a hole, a little hole in the ground. The second person will drop the seed in there, and the third person comes by with their foot and just covers it. And people have always been barefoot just by working, so a lot of times that we always try to do that too. And again, it is a way for us, like we were kind of automatically know that it's a way to really connect to our Mother Earth. And I think that certainly is a good practice for people, especially people in urban areas that need to make it a point to go on the land there and connect with our Mother Earth. But I think that in something as simply as getting out and sitting down underneath, one of the trees and sitting in silence and a contemplative practice and trying to quiet our mind and just try to, think about our breath and our heartbeat and, sitting on a warm rock too is another healing thing too that people can do. I'm not sure, if anyone does that, but that's oftentimes what we're told to do over here in the desert is find that warm rock there, and we'll sit on that. and sit in silence, and use your mind to visualize the healthy person that you want to become. And so I think that things like that, I think people can, get barefoot and, of course, for sure, and get out on the land. And, of course, just like when you go to the beach or the ocean or river or anything like that, we're barefoot there. But I think that certainly that is, a good practice for people, for sure.
Thank you so much for your presentation and all the knowledge that you have shared with us. What really resonated for me is talking about our stories of creation and how it shifts our thinking. And I'm an infant parent mental health specialist, and part of my project is that I was advocating for the need to reconnect to our stories of creation, because it changes the way that we think, and then our relationships and how it supports, and especially gratitude for the food we eat and eating with gratitude. I think it's so vital, and I definitely resonate. So I guess my question for you is like, how can we connect to this information? How can we get access to more of what you have to share in this knowledge, this great knowledge, so we're able to connect and have a deeper relationship with ourselves and with food?
Yeah, we have a website, wellforculture.com. And then I can put that in the chat right there, and people can. We have some things on there, but we are a little dated. We are a little dated on that. We also share a lot on our social media, which is the same thing. Instagram, we're most active. Let's see, and that's it's welfare culture across the board for everything. And we have. Oops, I keep mistyping it.
We got it.
Yeah. Oops, I made a typo. And we also have a podcast there. We share a little bit more in depth on our podcast. It's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. So if you just search us Well for Culture, you'll find us. And we share a little bit more in depth about a lot of these things here. And we're in the process of writing a book about 7 circles of wellness. And each area we're delving into each circle, and it's by a pretty big publisher and company. We've been real fortunate, and HarperCollins Publishing, and so it's going to go worldwide, and that comes out next year. So we're just really excited about that, and it's a huge honor to us to do that. And so we're thinking of that as honoring a lot of our elders or knowledge keepers that gave us knowledge, and paved the way for us to be here. And of course, to our children, to our little girls, for putting up with me of always doing Zoom presentations and things. But I'm glad that resonated with you. I agree. I think that when we talk about history, and I tell people this in my community all the time. I sit on the land management board for my reservation, and I tell people all the time that our history doesn't start when we became a federally recognized tribe in 1879 or whatever. Our history starts with our creation story, about when the world was created and when we human beings are created. And our young people should know that, because when our young people know that and growing up in the world, that gives them that sense of belonging and footing in our world. So I think that's great work that you're doing that. So I'm happy that that's what resonated with you. But thank you all again for having me and come on and share, in Weston. And thanks for bearing with me with her. But I appreciate it, and I'm really happy to be here, and continue to pray for you all in the community.
Gracias. Thank you so much for coming on. It's always a pleasure to work with you. I know you have some amazing information. I encourage our viewers to go check out the website, check out IG and Facebook, and also listen to that podcast. I'm sure you have some great information. We have some individuals. There wasn't any questions, but we do have some individuals saying, Brenda George, Thosh, way to go. And we just encourage people to keep watching Indigenous what is it on Power Hour, the Wellness Power Hour. I love those things. So thank you all for all the work that you guys are doing, and keep it up.
Thank you all. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you soon. That was amazing. What did you think about that?
Oh my God, mind blown. I really appreciate how Jessa, I feel like it just flowed, right? Like that connection to self, that solitude, meditation, what do I need? Looking at the plants. And then we just graduated. It like gradually went to like a deeper understanding of that relationship in food. And, sometimes we don't know how this is going to land, but it always works out.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely want to give back to what individuals and community are asking for. So one of the important things that everybody was asking for was traditional foods and information. So that's why one of the registration, it's important you don't only get gift cards or items, but you get some traditional information that you particularly asked for. So that's why I think it's important to register, to let us know what you want to hear, so that way we can do the work and reaching out to different cultural warriors, to different teachers. Thosh and Jessa are both amazing individuals in their own right, have so much value that, we all come from a different tribe and all have tribal teachings in different ways. But, Thosh and Jessa, both living urban, both being able to connect culturally, both able to pass on those teachings is what we want to pass on to you. So with that being said, our next, before I go into our next thing, I do want to highlight some different things that are going on from COVID and vaccines. And there's a lot of amazing things that are happening in different areas. And we're hoping that if you feel the need, or if you want to, there are pop-up COVID vaccine shots all over LA County. Here you'll see the dosage for day 1 through the LA County USC site, and you could just visit the email address that's listed, or text them, text vaccine to the number that's listed. And also the American Indian, Alaskan Native, and Indigenous community have a COVID vaccine pop-up on Saturday from 10 to 2. So please check them out if you haven't been vaccinated. Also, we have some other amazing things that are coming up from our next event, which is going to be on May 12th. From 11:30 to 1 p.m., the same time, we have an amazing man that's going to be joining us. And his name is Alan Salazar. He will be our special guest. He's a Chumash and Tataviam storyteller. And we also will be having UAII, their response team, speaking on knowing your rights in mental health. But one of the things that I wanted to mention about the special that's going on for Pukuu Wellness Hour on May 12th is that the amazing Alan Salazar wrote a book. And we are going to be giving out 50 books to the first LA County residents who register on the link that's provided. So he's going to be coming on and sharing his amazing stories. And Robin, did you have something that you wanted to say?
Yeah, so just a gentle reminder that it is limit 1 per household. So please, LA County residents, we were able to gain funding through our LA County resources. That's why it's limited to LA County. We want to make sure that we're distributing the funds to our relatives here in LA County. So we're asking 1 per household, the first 50 people to register that live within an LA County zip code. We are able to provide you and send you a free book. So I am very excited because May is also Mental Health Awareness Month. And we want to talk about our children's stories. And I'm so glad that Thosh was talking about not only the need to connect and the importance of our creation stories, because they give us a sense of belonging. And it's so important for our children to see themselves in books, to get to know those stories of creation, to reconnect to those stories so they can feel that sense of belonging, that they matter, that we see them. So we want to start off and kick off May's mental health awareness by starting with our children, our little ones. They are sacred. So we'll have a lot more discussions on that. And we just want to say thank you. And we hope you register. Again, first 50 people to register that live in LA County, 1 limit per household, you're going to get a free copy of the book.
Yay! And I'm so excited to hear Alan. He's always has so many amazing things to talk about, storytelling. And although the books are 50 for LA County residents only, we do have another amazing event that's coming up, which is for the class of 2021.
Woo! So we want to celebrate you, relatives. So please send us through the Dropbox. Send us your pictures. Anyone who is graduating, culminating, preschool, kindergarten, elementary, middle school. I call it junior high. High school, college, doctorate, whatever it is, professional programming, trade school, whatever it is. We want to celebrate you, class of 2021.
Whoop, whoop. Class of 2021. We want to see those videos, those pictures. If you're not the student or not the individual, but you're a parent or somebody who loves that graduate and wants to do a shout out to the graduate, please send us a 1 minute or less video to the link that's listed. Or if you'd like to send in your the graduates, or if the graduate would like to send in their own video or photo, please do that by June 4th, as the event is live on June 23rd. We had this last year, and oh my gosh, I was totally crying.
Me too.
Literally bawling, because it was a time when, graduations weren't happening, and we weren't able to meet, but we were able to meet virtually, and to see all those amazing change makers that graduated, I was just crying.
I did too. I mean, again, it just goes to speak to the resiliency of our community, that we will rise. And again, for me, seeing all these wonderful, educated, going on, change makers, whatever capacity that they were doing it just brought me so much pride and so much joy. And I was also in tears, because that's our next generation. And that's what Pukuu does. Pukuu Cultural Community Services wants to invest in our next generation. And I think that's one of the reasons that I'm so proud to work for this great agency.
Yeah, there's so many great team members there at Pukuu that are doing amazing things, from youth to OSHA. No, what is it?
OSIS. Yeah,
OSIS.
One-stop emergency services.
To even the amazing youth that are participating. Man, those kids are like wanting just to be connected, wanting to learn, wanting to grow. So we are thankful that they're with us and that they come back for more. So we actually want to encourage you, if you haven't yet, to join the youth group. And if you need help with OSIS or any of that emergency items, remember that there is rental assistance where Pukuu can help you.
So please give us a call. But I think it's now time to spin that wheel.
Yes, and we are going to call out our special items. So we have 4 items, but we do have a special item that we'll do lastly. And those are beautiful. I wanted them for myself.
They're gorgeous.
Right? I'm going to have to get in contact with Native Garza on IG or Facebook for some Mother's Day stuff, because I know she's making some Mother's Day items. So we'll do the 4, and then this will be the last grand prize. Sound good?
Great. And again, we do the 4. Why, April?
Because there's 4 ways to stay safe, which is wearing a mask, washing your hands, keeping socially distanced, and also keeping connected via socially texting, contacting by phone, but just taking care of yourself.
That's right. And if you can, stay home. We understand that many of us cannot do that, but if you can and you're in that position, to flatten the curve, when you can, stay home.
Yes, thank you. So let's go ahead and get with those 4. I've shuffled it a couple of times, and we're going to go ahead and
shuffle.
See who that winner is. So with that being said, Robin, what are we going to do?
Spin that wheel. Pukuu Wellness. Pukuu Wellness. Wellness. I think we got to sing our song again, April.
Yes.
Rachel.
Woo, boo, boo, boo. Rachel Fernandez, you just won a
$25 gift card to Target.
yes. Okay, I'm going to spin that wheel a little bit more. And now what are we going to do, Robin?
Spin that wheel. Pukuu Wellness. Pukuu Wellness. Pukuu Wellness.
Yay, we have a winner. And that winner is Scarlet White Lightning. You have just won yourself a $25 gift card to
Amazon.
Amazon. Boop, boop, boop. Nice. Okay, let's go ahead and I think I accidentally, I don't know what happened. Okay, let me share my screen again. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, here we go.
Time to spin that. Just so you, oh, there it goes.
Wheel.
Spin that wheel.
Here we go.
Woo!
The winner, we have a winner, and that is Theodore Logan. You just won yourself a
$25 gift card to Walmart.
boo, boo, boo. Nice. So we have, I think, one more, right?
We have two more. One more
Okay.
gift card, and then the final beautiful prize of these sacred, beautiful earrings.
Nice.
Gorgeous.
Yes. So I'm shuffling it up, and now we're going to go ahead and spin that wheel. Woo! Andre Two Bears Rios, you just won yourself a gift card to
Target.
Boo, boo, boo. Nice. So we have one more, and that is for the amazing, beautiful earrings. And I'm going to shuffle it up. I'm going to shuffle, 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 and we will see who is the winner. Here we go for that last prize. Let's go. Oh, and the winner is
Jonathan.
Jonathan Orozco. You just won yourself a pair of beaded earrings from the amazing Native Garza. Yay! So I think with all that being said, we just again want to thank you for celebrating with us. We've been on for 1 year. We're celebrating the whole month long of April. We have some amazing things coming up, from meeting with Alan to the graduation, and we are just excited that you guys could have joined us today and continually joining us. We want to keep us safe. We want to keep you safe. So that's why we provide all of this great information. Robin, I know we're a little bit over time, but is there anything else that you'd like to say?
I just want to say thank you again so much. Please remember to mask up, wash your hands, stay at home if you can. Stay 6 feet apart when you're out, but stay emotionally close, and many blessings.
Yes, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for joining us.